today kids don't want to go to school from a very early age. I remember my son, the day I took him to first grade, I came to take him back. I asked him, how was it? He said, Mom, it's not for me. One day at school, that was it. And since then, it's boring, boring. And it's a great effort as a mom and with great pain to take your kid every day anew to a place he doesn't want to go to. We want a place that they want to go to happily, that will give them what we would want them to get, and teach them how to live a good life. True? This is something that we can't get in school. This isn't the approach. We're not building that place to be fit, to be suited for kids, to fit a growing, developing body. We bring there bottles that you have to fill with different fillings. It's like there are bottles with, the sands from the desert. There's red, there's then yellow, layers over layers. You fill it and you close the bottle. Yeah, here, take it, it's yours. This is what I see. It's a disgusting place. A place full of aggravation, pain, complaints, with very aggressive. In short, a bad place. We're not creating humans. We're not building humans out of them. We're not giving them a certificate for life. We're not drawing the best lines for them to teach them how to behave towards each other in a human way, how to choose things. We also don't teach them how to choose a profession. We don't prepare them for the army, even though they have to go there later. We don't take them on field trips, seminars on different topics, or taking them to hospitals, different factories. We're not even connecting them with their supposedly future working places. If we see, oh, this is a child that's intended for this, and he has an inclination towards that. So, still in school, we'll have the ability to send them once a week to that place to get impressions from there, that then he'll know when he comes back to school, what can he get out of school more in this direction. It's not, everything is so formal that no one pays any attention to it. And the main thing is that they're not studying together, but everyone's looking at the teacher. Each one is sitting on his own. They're not in a circle. They're not talking between them. But there is only this aggression and who's stronger on the brakes. And they're not taught how to correctly connect between them. They come out of school really, and this is how they continue in life. We see this behavior on the roads, in working places, this disrespect, condescending. Unfortunately, it's all a result of bad schooling. The corruption we have in our educational system is that it never educates at all, ever. And this is what we see later on in our society until the end of life. And you think that if the education that would have been given at school from the age of 6 to 18 was the proper kind of education, it could build a different human? Yes. I'd say so. Later, the army to some extent corrects it, to some extent. But it's also doesn't really have the time for it, and also not in recent years from what I understand. But really, the entire problem is school. If we would have had a good schooling system, society would have been completely different. It's that dramatic. Yeah. Everyone undergoes it. Even though half of the children run away from there and they don't finish school and they don't study, but it's also a result of the place being incorrectly set up. Because there are those that say that the home has a greater influence over the child than school. The home has no influence over the children. The poor parents are at work. They have no ability of taking care of the children or doing anything. I understand in the religious Orthodox system, there you have the yeshivas, you have boarding schools, and there it's something completely different. The girls, they're also educated accordingly. The boys are educated separately and they don't come close to each other, and it's something completely different. It's a different world, and therefore it holds. Even though that today there is a kind of a deterioration. But in the secular world, there is no education at all. There are no values. They don't teach them any values. What values would you teach today? To be a human? As simple as that. Relations between people, psychology, the psychology of people, psychology of kids, and psychology of grown-ups, psychology of men and women, boys and girls, the right kind of connection between them. What is each one of us good at and less good at, and how to correctly connect between us, where we know and respect the weaknesses of each and every one, and how do we complete each other. The main thing is the relationships between people, men and women, and in general, men between them and women between them, and parents and children, for them to understand. In the past, when there were big families, the mom used to sit at home, the kids sit at home. Later on, they went to work and they learned all of this behavior from home. Today, there is no home. Today, a kid goes into his room, turns on the TV, computer. There's no home. He has no place to get the education from. There isn't something that builds a kid, a human being out of him. And therefore, I think that the best possible thing is to make complete revision, comprehensive revision for the whole educational system. Okay, talking about this revision, what skills do you think we should develop in a student? Independent thinking, creativity? No, 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 no. Start with the teachers. That's for beginners. First of all, to depict, imagine what kind of life do we want our kids to live? What would be the relations in a family between man and woman, and with the kids, and towards the parents? What will their attitude towards their working place be? What will be the relations on the roads and in supermarkets and in different places that they meet? We have to build a person who would be ready for the good kind, friendly kind of connection with everyone. Otherwise, we can't stand each other. Everyone's in their corner. We like to turn our backs on each other, not wanting anything. Our public places, where we go out to the malls or something, no one looks at the others. Everyone's walking like a zombie. We have to really give lessons all through their 12 years in school. Lessons about good, nice, friendly connections, relationships between everyone in society.